cutting in the side of a nut.
What's it made of?
Bone. But I'm actual bone, yeah. And I lacquer in, but when I'm done, I actually lacquer the edges and then cut them back. So you end up with a very. It looks like they're actually painted, or looks like the nut was actually fitted before the lacquer went on. I've just been, if I can find my file, I've just been filing in the edge of this bone nut that I've just fitted, and I'm filing it flush with the edge of the neck. I've then lacquered over the top of it, and now I'm cutting that lacquer back, and now I'm going to remove this, do that, and now very carefully.
You can also try, if it feels too tight.
These guitars have very thin lacquer, so you've got to be very careful that you don't go into the paint itself.
Whatever you recommend, because I love.
And you re-lacquer over the top of that?
I've already lacquered it.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm actually doing now is cutting back clear lacquer.
Okay.
This better turn out really well, otherwise I'm going to look really shit. So I'm just feeling it. I can feel the new lacquer, so it's rougher than the lacquer underneath. So I'm just feeling it, pulling it back, pulling it back, pulling it back. And now it's just a balancing trick because we don't want to cut into that lacquer, but we do want a smooth line.
And do you make that bone piece yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Add a piece of bone, yeah.
Where do you get bone? Who's your bone guy?
We have jeweler suppliers, music instrument wholesalers. There's a whole bunch.
What kind of bone is it?
Cow bone. But I mean, over the years, I've used all sorts of things: deer antler, tusk. There's some people who swear by mammoth tusk, believe it or not. You can actually buy blanks of mammoth. There's 100 different things out there you can use, but there's a reason the most traditional one is still the most popular. It's resonant. It's resonant. It's got a reasonable amount of lubriciousness to it, in the sense that it does allow the strings to. It allows the strings to. It allows the strings to go through without clicking too badly. It's just got a lot of advantages. And it ages nicely. It kind of goes a bit yellow as it ages. So it's got a lot going for it. That old fretless banjo we have has ivory tuning pegs on it, but they're just friction, like a violin. Well, no. I mean, there's composite ones. I've made them out of bloodwood. I've made them out of all sorts of things, but it's a standard. How's that? A little combination of crushed bone and, believe it or not, bicarb soda.
Crushed bone and bicarb soda?
Now what happens when you do that is it's actually a very thin super glue.
Okay. So super glue, powdered bone.
Desiccated bone and bicarb.
Desiccated
and as soon as the bicarb hits the super glue, it freezes.
Okay.
So now that I've done that, I'm just going to tape off around. We don't want any trouble.
So it's like a liquid bone filler.
Pretty much.
Cool.
Oh, there's all sorts of good stuff. But
is that a recipe that you learnt from someone, or are you just?
Yeah, I think I must have learned that old trick. Like, it's one of the first things I ever learned, actually. And I'm just trying to think who actually taught me. God knows, it might have even been Tony Foe, I think. Which is a nice thought. Ended up in the guitar strings, darling.
Cute. Who taught you to make guitars?
No one, because I don't really make guitars. I would put myself more as a constructor and put a together of guitars. I wouldn't even try to do what Andre does. It'd be a pointless. Me trying to make an acoustic guitar would be a pointless exercise.
So you taught him, but he.
Andre, I didn't teach on Andre anything.
Okay.
But no, seriously, it's in for a setup. It's an old friend, Brendan. He used to play in a band back in the 90s called Puzzle House. And they're actually really popular. But Brendan still plays around, and this guy definitely needed some loving.
Is it a new guitar?
Well, newish, probably made in the last 20 or so years.
So has it been set up before and you're doing it again, or never had a setup?
the setups and the setups. There's plenty of guitars that I get that have been set up, but that's a very broad term. Setup is the essential part of a setup is the frets, and fret dressing is a big part of what we do. So we need a good, consistent, level set of frets in a guitar, then we can set it up, and it's very rare that guitars have that. And very often there's things like frets are loose, or they're literally loose and they have to be tapped and glued in. It can be quite time consuming, but when you do enough of them, you kind of do them in your sleep, really. You were asking before, making guitars. Yeah, I was always pulling things apart and putting them back together. That was, so I was, raised more of as an electric player more so than an acoustic player. My direction at that part of my life was always more electric centric. Factories do actually a quite marvelous job of actually setting the guitars up as well as they do. So this perception that they don't care in the factory or yada yada, they know full well that these guitars are going to go through 6 months of shipping, changes of climate, and they've kind of got to build that into the setup. So the setup's never going to be as good as what it is, say, for something that's fine-tuned in-house like this. That said, there are some guitars that are better than others in the sense of setup and how they come. Yamaha is probably top of the list. They are, I don't know how they do what they do, but they blow us away. Whoops. This is what we're doing today. People always say that I should put up film of me just working at my bench. So the guitar itself, it's been loved, this guitar. It's done a lot of gigs. No question. Oh.
Any fun facts about Gretsch that you can tell us?
Mainly known as a drum manufacturer and a banjo manufacturer. Hello, the guitar repairers.